Episode 10, How to Get Funding. Welcome to the Be Your Own Boss podcast, the young entrepreneur's guide to starting a business. Whether you're thinking about business for the first time or you have an idea that you want to develop, then this is the podcast for you. I'm Mari and I'll be guiding you through this 15-part series that will keep you on track and help you think through the challenges that come with starting a business. Part of the Welsh Government's Business Wales service, Big Ideas Wales raises aspirations and supports young entrepreneurs' ambitions for business. Part funded by the European Regional Development Fund, Big Ideas Wales supports young people through online resources, business skills workshops, and one-to-one sessions with an advisor to help your ideas become a reality. To get in touch with us, you can like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Message us and one of the team will get back to you. Call us via the helpline on 03000 60 3000, live chat on the Business Wales website, or you can email us bigideas@gov.wales. It's episode 10 of the Be Your Own Boss podcast. First, let's recap on episode 9, where I talked about starting your business on a shoestring and gave you all some helpful tips. Open on a lean model. Rent space or equipment, use marketplaces that already exist, and of course, use the skills and people around you. Not every business can be bootstrapped. Sometimes you need money to get started. So let's talk funding. A scary process, I know, but don't worry, in this chapter I'll talk you through what's available and where to find it. So let's begin. We're not going to lie to you, getting funding is not easy, especially if you're new to business. But you might need money to buy materials, equipment, stock, premises, or all of the above in order to get started. The good news is there are now more sources of business funding than ever before, and we can help show you the way. Some of the options for funding you could look into are family. You may find that your family are in a position to help you out. If they can invest some money into your business and realise that they may not see it again, then great, because it's a good way to get started. Just to warn you though, it can put a strain on relationships, and borrowing from your loved ones isn't always possible, so think it through carefully before you take this route. Your bank. This is a good place to start, but getting a bank loan or overdraft can be difficult. Also, it's a good idea to shop around to try and get the best deal if opening a business account. Always keep your bank manager informed. They might even have some good advice for you and will refer you to other lenders if they turn you down. This is where your business plan comes in. Remember, it needs to be good. Startup loans. Right now, there are government-backed personal loans for individuals who are 18 or over and are looking to start or grow their own business. You can borrow between £500 and £25,000 for a fixed rate of 6% per annum. In Wales, the loans are administered by Busnes Wales, who can also provide you with support throughout the application process and beyond. It is worth noting that applicants are judged by the viability of their business plan. Told you it was important. Angel investors. They work closely with businesses, providing support as well as funding in exchange for equity. Crowdfunding. Here, peer-to-peer lending allows businesses to raise money from large groups of private investors online, either in exchange for equity or for benefits such as discounts or freebies. Popular crowdfunding websites include Crowdcube, Kickstarter, Funding Circle, and Seedrs, and there's more on our website, so go and check it out. The Prince's Trust. They offer loans and in very rare occasions grants too for unemployed young people that are looking to set up in business. As a startup loans provider, they can offer loans up to £5,000 for eligible young people who have, yes, you've guessed it, a viable business plan. There's that business plan again. Startup grants and bursaries. These are occasionally offered by the government, local authorities and trusts. Grants are often used to support business growth, employment opportunities, or linked to specific sectors. Speak to your business advisor who can keep you informed of your finance options, or visit the Busnes Wales Finance Locator. I've got another set of top tips for you again, but this time on funding, so let's begin. 1. You need to be specific on the type of funding you want. Ask yourself, what am I looking for? How much do I need? 2. Describe your business idea clearly. You might understand your business idea, but investors won't unless you are really clear. You're passionate about your idea, so make sure you leave the investors with the same feeling. 3. Show that you know your target market. If you've done your market research right, then you'll know all of this, so show it off. 4. Have a good, realistic business plan and budget. Don't just pluck figures out of the air. You have to be realistic, but also aim high. You want to make sure your business will succeed, and you need to make sure everyone can see this. 5. Ever heard the saying, practice makes perfect? Well, it's true, so make sure you practice your pitch. Practice in front of friends, family, groups and individuals. In fact, to anyone who will listen, including the dog. You know your business idea inside out, so make sure your audience leaves the pitch feeling the same way. It's time to hear from one of our role models. This week, let's hear from Daniel Soigart from Alpaca. Hiya, Dan.
Hello.
You okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Now, first of all, introduce yourself and tell us about your business.
Yep, so my name's Dan. I'm the founder and CEO of Alpaca. So Alpaca is a brand new social networking platform that connects the world through travel and adventure.
Wow, sounds very interesting. Tell us a bit more. What exactly do you do?
Yeah, okay. So it's basically a simple platform that connects the aspects of Instagram, TripAdvisor, Tinder, and Pinterest, all in one for travel and adventure. So whether that's posting content, searching for new places to go and visit, following friends, or even meeting up with people whilst traveling, Alpaca is that single social network for you.
Wow, and how did you come up with this idea?
So I started Alpaca in my final year of university. At the time, I was doing a lot of traveling, so I was going around America, Europe, and I was using over 10 different apps. So basically, I wanted one simple social app that did all those in one. So that's really where the idea came from at the start.
Did you ever imagine it would grow to be a business that and your job? Or was it just a sort of dream to begin with? How did you turn that into a reality?
Yeah, so at the start, it was very much, I'll see how far it goes. Because at the time I was in university, I just came up with a brief business idea. I then entered into a competition. After that competition, I thought, I may as well make this idea bigger. So I made a big business plan. After that, I thought I may as well get this app made. After that, I thought I may as well launch it. So it's just step by step, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's just engulfed my life.
What would you say has been the most difficult aspect of starting your own business?
For me, it was raising investment. And that's because I've got no prior experience. So, I just was in university, I had no job experience, no experience running a business. And I had to raise investment to get started. So at the moment, I'm 23. We've raised 160,000 and we're just about to close over a 300,000 pound raise. But for me, the hardest part is convincing people to invest in you when you've got no prior experience. And you have to really sell yourself and get out there, talk to as many people as possible. And just ignore people who say no or learn from why they said no and just develop yourself personally as well. Whilst raising investment, I learned a lot of things along the way. There's a few companies out there that can help you out with gaining investment and introducing you to investors. So one company I found really helpful was Angel Investment Network. So angelinvestmentnetwork.co.uk, but they have websites all over the world in different countries. So you post your pitch on there, your business plan. It's very cheap. You just pay, I think, a couple of £100, and that gets blasted out to thousands of investors all around the world. And off the back of that, we've raised, almost all of our $500,000 of investment that we've raised to date was from that platform. Similarly, a lot of my friends who are entrepreneurs, they've raised millions off there as well. So that's very, very good. I'd highly recommend that. Other than that, there's locally, there'll be loads of angel investment companies or angel investors themselves. So just reach out to as many people as possible in your local area and then work your way up to other people in the country or internationally, wherever you feel best fitting or wherever the best investors are for you. Another big important bit of advice is choose your investors wisely. A lot of people say choose your investor more wisely than your wife or your husband because you can easily get a divorce, but you can't divorce your investor. So make sure you find the right investor for you.
And it's really important to get that right, is it? Did you have any help from anyone or?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was I was in a few incubators. So I was talking to a lot of other entrepreneurs, learning what they did, how they did things, listening to a lot of podcasts, YouTube videos, and just learn from other entrepreneurs, learn from their mistakes, from their successes, and you learn quickly how to do things. The biggest thing with raising investment is you need to make a very good pitch deck. So instead of a business plan, in school they teach you to have 10-page, 100-page business plan. Throw that out the window, you don't need it. What you need is a pitch deck. So it's just like 20 slides, simply saying what the idea is, what you do, your team, marketing plan, strategy, everything like that. All the information in one simple PowerPoint presentation. And you send that to investors and then they ask questions from it. You don't need to write essays and essays of what you'll do. No one's going to read that. So that's one thing I learned coming out of university quite quick.
And how important was it that obviously it's something that was so you were passionate about because you'd been traveling, so you knew that this idea could work and something that you would use. Did that help you when you're trying to sell it to other people?
Yeah, that was also a big drive in what I wanted it to be. I had the vision for what it would do. The other thing would be was I was finishing university and I had, I kept getting rejected from jobs. I was applying to loads of grad schemes, kept getting rejected. So I thought, you know what, I'll just make my own company, it'd be much easier. So I started it that way. That really pushed me over the line. So I think a lot of people, they have an idea, but there's nothing to force them to continue to do it. So that for me was something, I had nothing else to do. I thought I may as well just start my own business.
So that motivates you in a way to keep working at it.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give now to yourself, maybe, if you look back at that beginning of the journey? What would you tell yourself? Or what would you do differently, maybe?
Obviously, doing it again, once you've already done it, you can cut corners, you go quite quick. So everything I did within a year, I could do now within a few weeks. So obviously there's that aspect of it, but you don't know until you've learned it. So I could have been improved in any way back then. But the biggest thing with investment is take your time, reach out to as many people as possible. Don't get down when someone says no, because they will say no. Loads of people do. I remember when we first raised our first investment round, I emailed and reached out to, pitched to over 400 people, 400 investors, 5 of which invested. So that's you got to just keep going, never give up. And I've been in situations twice now where we've run out of money. My team have to get part-time work. I'm not on any wage. And it's difficult. But every entrepreneur, every big successful business goes through these times. And it's important that you learn from them, you get closer together and you drive forward and you learn how to get out of them.
And how do you decide who to reach out to try and find these investors?
It could be someone in your field. So, if you're in a specific industry, look at industry experts. But for me, it was literally, because we're so niche, a social network. Obviously, it's not big, not loads of businesses basically in that sector, especially in the UK, predominantly in America. I literally just reached out to anyone and everyone. So I reached out to the CEO of Admiral in Cardiff, CEO of Open Genius in Cardiff Bay. I pitched to these investors whilst I was in university. They didn't invest, but they helped me out externally. They introduced me to new people. Eventually, some of them invested as well. Literally just speak to as many people as possible, learn how to improve things, learn what they think about it. And you never know, they might invest or they might introduce you to someone else, but you don't know until you put yourself out there. Definitely.
And how have competitions helped you along the way as well?
So just after I graduated from university, we won the Virgin Voom competition. So that was hosted by Sir Richard Branson. So we won £5,000 and I had breakfast with Branson in London. That was good, obviously, on a personal level to learn from such a great entrepreneur and for him to give advice to us personally on how to move forward. But also, before that, I was just a student with no background. Now I was an award-winning student, and it sort of gave me credibility with his name behind us, which enabled us to raise more investment as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. And having breakfast with him, wow, that must have been surreal.
It was surreal.
What did he tell you? Was there anything that stuck with you?
He was mainly talking about keeping control of your business. Obviously, we're raising a lot of investment, and we will probably raise, in the future, several million before we become self-sustainable with revenue. So he basically said, just make sure you keep enough equity to maintain control, so it's still your business, your baby. He also gave a lot of marketing advice as well, to look after your own community. So that could be at the start, your employees or those first customers, and as you get bigger and bigger, and now he's a multi-billionaire with big companies. That circle he looks after is huge, and whether that's the guys who work for him, his customers, he makes sure he looks after everybody, and they'll look after him. So that's another thing that really hit home for me.
Yeah, well, it sounds very exciting. Where do you see alpaca going now?
So we've got an incredible team. My non-exec director is Tyler Droll. He's the former CEO of Yik Yak. They're worth $400 million after 1 year. They raised $74 million in venture capital investment from Silicon Valley. My co-founder, he's got over 12 years experience in software development. So overall, we've got a team of 12 at the moment. So where we all see it going, and our investors, is we want alpaca to be the single social platform for travel and adventure. So, whether you're going skiing, you're going on a gap year for 6 months, you're going on a trip abroad for a week in Paris, alpaca is that single social network that you have to use. And our aim overall is for a buyout. So we've already pitched to Facebook, got interest from them for the incubator. So the aim is for them to buy us out. The investors aiming for $100 million to between $500 and $700 million. That's the goal, the vision of alpaca.
Well, I can feel the drive and the energy behind it. So all the luck in the world. Not that you need it.
Diolch.
A diolch am y sgwrs. Thank you.
Diolch fawr.
Now you know what types of funding are out there and what you need to do, it might be time to talk prices and how to calculate them. So to find out more, make sure you listen to the next episode. To get in touch with us, you can like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Message us and one of the team will get back to you. Call us via the helpline on 03000 60 3000. Live chat on the Business Wales website. Or send us an email, bigideas@gov.wales. Don't forget to get in touch with any questions you may have.